Hi everyone. On the 24th of March 2020, lockdown was declared in India. And what happened was a lot of developers were unprepared because they were sitting on a sizable amount of inventory and the market had just started to pick up, so they were confident about being able to sell it. But when the lockdown was declared, demand evaporated overnight. This continued for a few months until the 2nd of July 2020. That's when lockdowns got lifted, travel restrictions were gone, people started coming back to Goa, and within a few months, every single home that a developer had for sale on the market just went off the market very quickly. In fact, there were several rounds of new projects that came after that. Each got sold at a higher price than the previous one despite the specifications being the same. And that's how Goa's real estate boom really began. Here are 5 factors driving Goa's real estate demand. Point number 1, limited supply. When you think of big cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, a lot of the real estate development happens vertically. So what that means is you have a plot of land, you get clearances and permissions to build apartment complexes, and within a certain limit of area, you can create vertical constructions which churn out a lot of inventory. So let's say within a couple of acres, you can churn out 200 units. Goa is not like that. First of all, land with clear title is very hard to come by. When you do find land with clear title, the permissions you will usually get are either for low-rise apartments or for villas. So what that means is the number of units being churned out per acre of land is much lower than what you would get in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, etc. So at all times, no matter what's happening around the world, the supply from Goa in real estate will always be low. Point number 2, nationwide demand. Now, most cities like Delhi, Mumbai, again, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, they all have demand primarily from within the city. Goa's again not like that. Goa's demand comes entirely from outside of Goa, especially in the luxury and super luxury space. Because everyone who has surplus capital lying around wants to buy a holiday home in Goa. They've already bought homes in their main cities. Some of them have even bought second homes in their main cities. So, once you've done that, you start thinking of putting your eggs in different baskets. And Goa is one of those nationally popular destinations where everyone wants to buy real estate. COVID also added fuel to this fire because COVID taught everyone the possibility of working from home and relying more on technology. So now a lot of people, especially from Delhi, who are facing pollution problems or are not happy with life in a big city, always think about picking up a place in Goa so that they can spend 3 or 4 months a year, work remotely. And if you happen to be in the tech business and you have that freedom of being able to work from anywhere, Goa is always going to be number 1 on your list. Point number 3, demand despite the rising prices. Now, when petrol prices went up in the past 2 years, it didn't happen in isolation. It took up steel prices, cement prices, labor costs. Various other factors led to a situation where constructing a house now costs anything between 20 to 40% more than it used to. So now we're in a situation where what used to cost 3 crores now costs 5 crores, what used to cost 5 crores now costs 7 crores, what used to cost 7 crores now costs 10 crores, and this is a cycle which has just gone on and on. Now, normally when things go on like this, there would be a hit to the demand. But let me tell you, even today, if you call us and you say you want to buy a home from a luxury developer, all developers still have a 2-year wait list. They don't have a single ready-to-move-in home sitting on the market unsold. Everything is gone. Now, if you want to buy a home, you have to speak to them at an early construction link stage and wait 2 years to get your delivery. That's how high the demand is, even despite the price rise. So that should tell you something. Point number 4, excellent ROI. Now, a big factor for someone buying a home in Goa is that they want to be able to use it when they need to, and when they're not using it, they want to be able to monetize it by renting it out and not have the hassle of hiring staff and worrying about bookings and so on and so forth. So Goa's real estate market is geared towards holiday home rentals. So the developer will not only sell you a home, he will usually sell you a rental and maintenance package so that you can monetize your home when you're not using it. Now, this makes for a very attractive ROI. We've spoken to people who have earned anything between 7 to 12% per annum by renting their homes out. Now, this is compared to, say, commercial real estate in a big city, which could earn you anything between 4 to 6%, and you really can't go and stay in it, and nor would you want to. But in a villa in Goa, you can stay in it when you want to, and you can rent it out, and you can make a sizable chunk of money on the side. This is something which is very unique about Goa, which is also something that's driving the demand in a big way. One important caveat is that the ROI is likely to be a little bit lower for new buyers because, in the past 2 years, as I mentioned, the home prices have gone up. So your entry price has a very direct connection to your ROI. So because the entry price is going to be higher if you've bought in the past year or so, your ROI may not be as high as what I mentioned earlier. Point number 5, change in mindset. Now this is very interesting because COVID taught a lot of people how to live differently. People were off the grid, people were working from home, people were relying on technology. A lot of people realized that life in a big city is not all that it's made out to be. It's not particularly desirable. There could be better ways to live. For all intents and purposes, people found that Goa was the best way to do this. So there was an increase in demand for Goa, not just from the holiday home buyers, but by the relocation buyers. Now, a relocation buyer is someone who's not buying in Goa just for the ROI or just for the investment. A relocation buyer is an end-use buyer, someone who says, I'm going to buy this home, I'm going to pack up shop from whichever city I'm living in, and I'm going to completely relocate. And we found that in the luxury and super luxury segment, the majority of the buyers have been those who have relocated with the aim of living there. So that is another factor which was a little bit different from before. Yes, they had relocation buyers coming to Goa before, but it was a relatively small percentage. But today that percentage has gone up quite a bit. So people are becoming increasingly interested in Goa, not just from an investment perspective, but from a relocation perspective. So with that, we conclude our video on the 5 factors driving demand to Goa's real estate space. I hope you found the video informative. If you think that we've missed something, if you think that there's important factors that we should also consider, please do leave some comments. I'd love to hear from you. Also, I'd appreciate it if you could click like and subscribe. It makes a big difference. It encourages us to make more videos. I thank you so much for your time and I hope to see you at the next one. Thank you for watching. Prashant out. Bye-bye.